Welcome, fellow sensitive soul, boy, girl, fellow human being. I wanted to chat a bit about what it's like to be a very receptive person, a very perceptive person, someone that reads people very easily, that sometimes know more about other people than they know about themselves, because not everyone is equally self-aware. It's one way in which I personally find fascination with the universe and which I find purpose in, because I feel it is something that comes very naturally, and for everybody, whether you are highly sensitive or not, it is good to have spiritual hygiene, because at the end of the day we can all pick up energies from other people, energies and states and habits that don't really belong to us, that were not hardwired in our brain but that we picked up through mirroring. Because of this, we need to be aware of who and what we surround ourselves with. We can very quickly make those external surroundings our own internal environment as well. This has roots in our physiology. When we spend a lot of time with someone, especially if this is your partner, someone that you see on a regular basis and are close to emotionally and physically, you will start to sync rhythms. You will start to adopt their habits, their mannerisms, their internal state. This could be a very positive thing. This could have a really good influence on your life, especially if this person or these people that you surround yourself with, they have certain habits, routines, or simply ways of life, philosophies, states of minds that you would like to adopt for yourself as well. Then this is really a superpower in a way, because it's much easier to adopt a new way of being when you have an example, when there is someone in front of you who does the exact same thing you want to do. As humans, we have mirror neurons. These are neurons that activate when we are copying somebody. Even when we watch somebody do a certain action, but in our heads we are trying to learn it. It is very important for learning, and it is also very important for social interaction. Mirroring people facilitates a big part of our connection and our genuine being with each other. So subconsciously all humans do this, but I would say highly sensitive people, they also mirror to an extent that they might forget to come back to themselves. They might become ungrounded, in a way be intermingled with the energies and the states of the other person. Unless you're consciously trying to detangle these energies and trying to remember what belongs to you, what belongs to someone else, what you may have picked up from someone because they have a very intense emotion going around, maybe something like frustration or sadness, especially these negative emotions that we don't want to keep around us. Because obviously if you could pick up positive emotions from somebody, that's not as much of an issue, especially if you continue to surround yourself with these people with good energies and good habits and good ways of being, and ones that elevate you and help you get to where you want to be, because we are constantly in a state of growth and evolution. We all strive to be somewhere further than we are at this point, which is a part of life and something that we continuously do and never truly ends. There's a difference between doing it from a place of fear, judgment, a dislike for oneself, these kinds of things, which instead of elevating you, they bring you down, which is the opposite of what people are trying to do usually. If you do this from a place of love, curiosity, longing for connection, for genuine connection to yourself, to others, to the universe, to integrate your internal world with your external world, to become more authentically yourself every day and every time you do something, then that is an integral part of life and something that everyone takes part in, and ideally should be doing from a place of positive emotions and positive sensations, and striving to be even more elevated and even more evolved. Life is long, but life is also short. There isn't much time to waste on what other people think and what other people aim for, or what they think you should be doing, or what they think they should be doing. There's really only enough time and plenty of time to focus on what you want and what you think and what you truly believe. This leads you to being ultimately your truest self, which is where you find fulfillment, contentment, happiness, purpose, something a lot of people strive for via external routes like jobs, status, partnerships, friendships, money, which are not bad to have, absolutely not, but if you have them while you're out of alignment with your true self, it's not something that will be sustainable long term, and it's not something that would keep you truly happy, content, and feel like you are where you want to be in life. If you work from a place of alignment and you approach your day-to-day from a place of alignment, you bypass all these undesirable parts of life that may show up as struggles, may show up as obstacles to overcome. They feel less harsh because you know why you're doing it, and you know that you're doing it for yourself only. pursuing things from a place of alignment. That is what gives you energy. Once you do get these externally validating and rewarding things, if you do get these from a place of alignment, then they will stay in your life because they are meant for you. They will stay and they will grow. You will feel truly happy with them. Now, when it comes to finding alignment and staying grounded in your true self and who you are, and not being swept away in the waves of someone else's person, someone else's being, emotions, it is quite important to make a clear distinction, to reflect especially on what belongs to you. This can be done by meditating, journaling. It's simply introspection. It's simply asking yourself questions. Okay, I think that's my cue. I was saying, simply being introspective, simply reflecting on yourself, on your day, on your interactions, anything that might have brought up, especially negative emotions. Just asking yourself, where does this come from? Why do I feel frustrated, angry, sad, shame, guilt? Where this comes from, and do you actually resonate with it? Do you think you should be feeling this way? Do you think that it has a root cause that is valid, that aligns with your idea of yourself and your idea of life and your morals? If, for example, you picked up on sadness, you come home, you feel sad, and you are not sure why, then you reflect on it and you realize, oh, this other person was feeling sad. It was making me sad. I was sad for them. And somewhere along the way, I started to look at my own life through that lens of sadness, but I don't actually feel this way. I don't actually resonate with this view of life and this way that I've noticed from someone else. So personally, I'm a contradictory social hermit. I really like my alone time. I do have a very close, small circle, people that I really enjoy spending my time with. I do love being around other people, but I am someone who really likes to have their own time to recharge, or even if I'm around others, that I have my own bubble where I'm doing my own thing and other people are doing their own thing. Sometimes you have these moments where there is no pressure to interact, and then you can take a breather, come back to yourself, and engage when you feel ready. That could also constitute as an introvert, but I am an introvert who very much likes to meet new people, very much likes to interact with the people she knows, but I'm also very sensitive to inauthentic interactions. So I crave genuine connection, and I can go for hours if there is genuine connection present. If I'm talking to somebody and it really feels like there is no mask, there is no social fakeness or formalities in the way, then I can go on forever. But as soon as there is this little bit of mandatory small talk or niceties and politenesses that are definitely necessary in a social environment but that don't actually reflect how the person feels on the inside, my battery runs out very quickly. And not to say that all small talk and all politenesses are inauthentic, because if someone truly feels this way towards you, genuinely wants to do you a service, genuinely wants to know literally just how your day was or how you felt about this one assignment or this one weather occurrence, that's totally fine. That doesn't have to be draining. It's just the aspect of when people don't mean it and they're not actually open to connecting to their genuine selves and to your genuine self. Personally, I'm very sensitive to that, and I will clock out pretty quick. I will simply retreat and go be by myself. I would rather be by myself and be in my own genuine bubble, spending time with myself, doing what I like and doing things that give me the energy that I'm looking for. This doesn't just have to come from a person. You can absolutely cultivate it within yourself, and you should cultivate it within yourself. You should not depend on other people to supply you with this energy, but you can definitely surround yourself with others who provide this positivity around you, and you can do the same for them. And it's this more of a mutual positive relationship where you are a positive influence on the person is a positive influence on you, and it's not draining for either of you. On your spiritual paths or spiritual journeys, this collision is aligned for both of you, and to be in this friendship, relationship, business partnership, whatever it may be, feels aligned and feels like this is where you want your energy to be going, and this is where you get your energy from. This is also how you can tell which relationships are right for you and which you may be keeping around simply because of social norms or fear, essentially these negative emotions. Operating from a positive place doesn't mean that you keep everybody around and that you're blindly seeing the good in everybody. It just means that you can see the good in others, see the good in yourself, and use your discernment to distinguish between those who should stick around and who you want to stick around genuinely, and those who maybe have a different path to go on. Alright guys, I keep getting cut off because my iPhone storage is about to give up on me, so that's about all I have for you today. If you want a more comprehensive video on exact rituals and exact tips for spiritual hygiene or any other questions, please let me know. I can absolutely make a video on that. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the next one.